My name is Hutch, and I make Call of Duty Black Ops videos, and I put them on the internet, amongst other things. And I have a sin that I'd like to confess to you guys right now. A couple games before this one, I went, I think 67 and 5 with 0 captures and 2 defends. So I broke my own cardinal sin. What happened was about midway through the match, I realized that we were losing by quite a bit. And it was then and only then that I tried to start focusing more on the objective. But at that time, I had 2 sets of dogs and 2 chopper gunners, so I called both of them in, thinking, okay, well, if anything else, I can just maybe block off their spawn. But they had SAM turrets out both times. And my dogs only managed to get me like maybe 15 kills, something like that. And so basically, what happened was I was focusing on slaying way too much, and then by the time I realized that we were down, it was too late. They had already captured enough points and secured a big enough lead to pull out the W. So for this game, I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm gonna do as well as I possibly can while capturing and defending as many flags as I possibly, as I possibly can. So as you can see right here, we decided that we were gonna ignore the A flag, not because I'm not paying attention to the objective, but because the C and B flag setup in this map, or on this map, is more advantageous than the A and B, because you can trap them in A a lot easier than you can trap them in C. And as you can see right here, I'm in full-on beast mode defending this B flag. I've taken out maybe 5 or 6 guys in a very short span. And I'm using the FAMAS. I got sleight of hand with dual mags, and I got a little. That's a pretty common technique that I just did, where you jump around a corner and sort of pre-fire. You'll see it a lot in competitive play. Speaking of which, I just started scrimming with Team Envious. I'm going to be on their game battles team. I'm not going to be on their MLG team because I'm not good enough to be part of an MLG ladder or anything like that. But super stoked to be getting back into competitive play. I played COD 4 competitively quite a bit. I was on a team where we were in the top 100 out of 12,000 teams. We played only Search and Destroy, and we had played over 400 games. And when World of War came out, and when when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I tried GBs for a little bit in World of War, and I just couldn't get into it, and I never even tried it with Modern Warfare 2. This is a nice little spot up here, in case you guys didn't already know it, and I'll show you guys a nice spot later on. At this point, I decided it's pretty safe. They're trapped back on their C spawn, so I call in my dogs and chopper gunner combo, and I rain down hurt upon them. And here's a question that I want to ask you guys. Do you think that it's selfish to run Blackbird, dogs, and chopper gunner? Or do you think that you can support your team at the same time defending objectives? Would you guys rather see gameplay of me rocking the counter UAV Blackbird? Or do you mind watching me just go to town on them with a chopper gunner? Like, I know this stuff gets kind of boring watching this, but I feel like I fucking earned this kill streak. You know, like I worked my little tail off to get this kill streak, so I feel good when I call on a chopper gunner, because it's a lot trickier to get a chopper gunner in Black Ops than it is in Modern Warfare 2. And you know, speaking on the differences between Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2, I fucking love this game, man, and I'm playing better COD now than I ever have before, ever, basically. I'm going back all the way to COD 2 from COD 4. I mean, all of them. I'm playing this game just a lot better than any other COD, and I love it. That's one of the reasons why I decided that I want to participate in something like game battles. And I can't wait to start getting call-outs down and all that stuff, but it became quite apparent to me tonight after we did some scrims that I have a long way to go before I stop being a pub stomper and I can officially be a competitive player. Now, shortly after this little chopper gunner dog rapage, they backed out, but I wanted to keep this going long enough for you guys to see this little spot. This spot is awesome. You can have eyes on the B flag and on the A flag summit and on the C flag summit. It's just a really, really, really awesome spot. The only downside to it is that there's not a lot of cover, so if they see you, it's really best to move positions often. The way you do that is just by jumping up on this ledge and then not failing like I did right there. I didn't take any fall damage because I have lightweight pro on. Okay, so that brings me, I'm jumping all over the place, I realize that, but that's one of the things I want to talk about now. I think that Ghost is overrated. I think it's great and it's awesome, and I rock it on a lot of my classes, but Here's the thing about Black Ops that I found out, and then maybe you guys can tell me if you agree or if you disagree. But I found that in Black Ops, the secondaries aren't nearly as useful as they were in Modern Warfare 2, obviously, because you could have shotguns. But even in COD 4, I feel like the pistols in this game just aren't nearly as effective. And so what I like to run as my secondary at all times is the Strela launcher. And what I found is that frees me up to use other blue perks like Lightweight or Flak Jacket, because if they ever have a spy plane or a counter UAV, anything like that, I have a Strela missile launcher on my back. And it's really easy for me to pull it out and then just immediately take it down, so we don't have to worry about showing up as red dots on the radar. So that's my theory on that. While Ghost is great, and I think that, you know, more often than not, you're gonna find out that Ghost is just is gonna help you out probably more than any other blue perk. But if you're anything like me and you carry a Strela launcher on your back at all times, it's not as overpowered as I think people think it is. Me and Wings actually agreed. We had a conversation about it. We agreed that if they switched Scout and Ghost, I think that would balance it out a lot better. If you had Scout as one of the middle perks instead of a blue perk, then I think it would be like just a tad more balance. But just the fact that Strela launchers are so like accessible, they're so easy to use and equip. I don't know. Personally, I found that you can use perks like Lightweight and do just as well as you would with Ghost, especially no fall damage. That shit's awesome. So I've dragged on long enough. The rest of this gameplay is pretty standard. I shuffle back and forth between that top part, and I get bored and I end up rushing into their spawn a little bit at the end. But nothing really happens. That's too entertaining. My final score in the match was 40-6. I'll show the scoreboard at the end here. I had 2 captures and 5 defends, and we didn't really need to capture a whole lot, so I'm not worried about that number being any higher. And as you can see by this gameplay, I am generally a very solid team player, and I apologize for my transgression, my horrible display of hypocrisy of going 68-6 and not capturing a single flag. That's embarrassing. People asked me if I would post that, or if I was gonna post that. My immediate response was fuck to the no. Like, I don't want anyone even going through my recent games and seeing that. And that guy literally just spawned in front of me. So, anyways, I've drug on long enough, and I'm gonna piece the fuck out of here and watch Paranormal Activity and go to bed way too late. So I'll talk to you guys later.